Something sneaky is unfolding in our struggle for independence. And it is time to blow the whistle. At the beginning of this year, I sounded the alarm, urging Ambazonians to recognize a window of opportunity. A realignment of political events that could favor our cause. The crumbling political structure in Cameroon, coupled with a shift in leadership in the United States, presents, I said, a moment that true patriots would seize. This should have been a time for unity, for consolidating our efforts under the Ambazonia Consultative Commission, a front already in motion to align our independence movement. Instead, we are witnessing the rise of groups and more groups posturing as independence advocates while subtly working to return us to La République du Cameroon's grip. This treachery is not new. We saw it first in the emergence of Capo Daniel and J.J. Asongu's APJ, the so-called Alliance for Peace and Justice, whose manifesto leaves no room for doubt about their intentions. They openly advocate for autonomy within one Cameroon, yet they persist in misleading Ambazonians to believing they stand for independence. They do not. But as Ambazonians saw through their lies and rejected their duplicity, another actor has emerged to continue with the deception. Just days ago, Milan'S Atam resurfaced from obscurity, launching yet another so-called independence group, the pro-independence caucus, we call it. On the surface, it might seem like another effort towards unity, but a closer look reveals the same pattern and agenda that carefully avoids commitment to full independence while subtly aligning with federalist ideologies. The most telling sign of deception is found within the very Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, released by Milan'S Atam's caucus. Nowhere through its two-page statement does it boldly affirm the name Ambazonia. No. Instead, it strategically uses the term Southern Cameroons, a term often favored by those seeking federalism. The MOU goes further, defining three groups within the caucus. One, pro-independence caucus, a pro-federalist caucus, and a civil society caucus. On the surface, this may appear inclusive, but in reality, it is a smokescreen meant to blur the lines between federalists and independentists. It is a blatant attempt to deceive Ambazonians into believing that independence and federalism can coexist as part of the same vision. But let it be clear, these are irreconcilable paths leading to completely different destinations. This initiative is not a collaboration front for independence as they want you to believe. It is a calculated maneuver to dilute the struggle. The so-called pro-independence caucus, rather than calling for full separation, frames its objective as an, I quote, self-governance, a coded phrase long used by federalists to mean autonomy within Cameroon. The pro-federalist caucus, on the other hand, openly promote a federal system. And then there is the civil society caucus, supposedly representing grassroots voices. Yet we know that civil society groups based on ground zero do not operate independently, but are beholden to the dictates of La République du Cameroon. These same civil society organizations were present during the so-called Canadian Peace Initiative, where their role was to legitimize Cameroon's position rather than advance Ambazonia's independence. It is impossible to ignore the suspicious nature of Milan'S Atam's sudden reappearance. Why the Ambazonia Consultative Commission has successfully brought together nearly all serious pro-independence groups to forge a united direction, Milan has instead chosen to launch an entirely separate initiative filled with ambiguity and contradictions. If his intentions were pure, if he truly sought unity in the spirit of independence, the legal step would have been to align with the ACC. Instead, he has positioned himself at the helm of a new unclear structure, one that serves more to sow confusion than to advance the independence agenda. Milan's track record offers further cause for skepticism. He has long entertained federalist ideas, and there is evidence, including audio recordings, that expose his shifting stance on the independence question. His Southern Cameroon's alliance, which he positions as a strategic facilitator of this so-called collaboration front, is nothing more than a vehicle to create a perception of legitimacy. And yet, crucial questions remain unanswered. Who are the true leaders of this front? Who are the supposed pro-independence forces within it? Who are they? Why is there no clarity on their identities or their commitment to full separation from La République du Cameroon? It is evident that the purpose of this initiative is not unity, but rather to create a distraction, to foster a false narrative of division that external actors can then use as an excuse to dismiss Ambazonia's claim to independence. At a time when we see an opportunity to push our cause forward, these forces of deception are working to manufacture division, or at least the appearance of it, so that the international community can point to disunity among Ambazonians as a justification for inaction. The danger of such schemes cannot be overstated. The enemy is always watching, always looking for signs of weakness, always eager to exploit any cracks within our movement. We must not allow them to succeed. Ambazonians, this is a moment that demands vigilance. We must reject false fronts parading as unity initiatives. We must stand firm in our conviction that independence and federalism cannot be reconciled. Federalists have the right to pursue their vision for a federal Cameroon, just as we, the true independence movement, are unwavering in our pursuit of absolute sovereignty. But let no one deceive us into believing that these parts can merge into one. No, they cannot and will not. Let this be clear. Ambazonia is non-negotiable. Those who seek to dilute the struggle for their own positioning must be exposed and rejected. We welcome unity, but not deception. We welcome collaboration, but only in the spirit of true independence. If we do not guard the integrity of our cause, we risk waking up one day to find ourselves sold back into the hands of our oppressors. Let us remain vigilant, resolute, and unyielding in our pursuit of a free and independent Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia.